working in France, came across a document that came to his desk, and that's how Senator learned about it.
That is so true, Maina.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
How do I get 100 million shillings today?
Yes.
How?
Go and sit in the budget committee or sit in the transport committee. If you are not the chair or vice, be very nice to the chair and the vice. Make sure you run to status to go and see the president. Make sure that you are actually screaming out there and saying the government is wonderful, the president is, other than Jesus, is the one, blah, blah, blah. So that the next meeting you have with him, you tell him, boss, najua ile mambo ya barabara tulikuwa tunaongea. Anasema, we, kuja hapa, angalia maneno huyu jamaa anasema ambia nani atengenezee hiyo vitu iende huko kwake. So you receive 100 million worth of roads, which then you just go and do 2. The remaining, you organize all the paperwork, do the transaction, make sure even the tractor doesn't step there, and you grease out everybody. The engineer kulas kidogo, the oversight guy kulas kidogo, your team, if you're an MP, the group that you work with, they share the cash. Kidogo too. Sometimes they fight over it. Kidogo too, then you are left with that. You'll keep about 70,
80 million.
So you chill out until next year, you do another deal like that. Or if you're smart, you then now look for, now since you've been given the one for roads, now you look for water. You know, water cannot be traced because the pipes are put under. So you look for one like this, which has been budgeted for. You talk to the minister. If possible, you get the PS because he's the one who's the AIE holder. Then you negotiate. You say, now, there's like a place called Nyakyogiro, mix, you roll it out to this, and then it says, yes, so what can we do? You put this one for 250. No. I think we can manage 150. So you go and do water and you spend about 20 million. The rest, the documentation is made, everything runs around. Sooner or later, the team around that money, you see guys buying new cars, you see a guy building a house which is maybe 9 bedrooms, and many other perks.
That is it.
That is how the system works. So number one, the reason why you see everybody running to government is because the loot. Government is the largest IPO.
That's true.
It is the largest IPO. 4 trillion is not a joke.
4 trillion, by the way, just to put it in context, 4 trillion is 4,000 billions. You want CDF scrapped. Why?
Because CDF has been the conduit for the stealing of public money. The members of parliament, if you look at what happens, every time that money about CDF comes, they will all gang up together. But when the story of CDF ends, why do they don't even discuss it anymore? Because CDF is the arrangement where one, money for the bursary is put. Look at the Auditor General's report on how members of parliament spent the bursaries, 24 million, 78. Number one. Number two, money comes in through CDF. And we were being given 20 million when I was an MP. Now it has moved to 100 million. That is the amount of money an MP is given to go and do roads at a village level. That money, yes, some MPs have done a wonderful job, but the rest, they've just poo-pooed on this thing. So what we are saying is this, collapse.
So majority of MPs get this 100 million, Bob.
No, the total amount of money that MPs are getting now is 250 million.
250 million a year.
A year. Multiply 250, take your calculator. 250 million times 290 constituencies. Calculate that. How much is that? Calculate how much money that is.
I will calculate, I promise you.
And then they will tell you, and legitimately so, that through this money, work has been seen, we have built classrooms and everything. Why should a member of parliament, who is an oversight officer, have a fund where he spends that money and then he waits the Auditor General to come and that report is then tabled in parliament?
Where he sits.
Maina, are we crazy?
Oh my God,
what
a morning.
Are we crazy? And then you're busy talking about how this, how that. Look at the way, ever since I started talking CDF.
Hold on, you gotta say that again.
Yes.
Where would you give an MP a fund?
Yes.
to spend
how he wants, and goes and spends that money.
Yes.
And then the Auditor General goes and does an audit on this MP.
Yes.
Where does the Auditor General's report get tabled? Parliament. Where the MP does what?
Sits.
What do you want that auditor to do?
Oh my God.
The system is broken. Look at Kera. How much money do we give Kera every year? Look at Kura. Google. And then now sit down and ask yourself, which road has Kura done in Yaururu? Which one have they done in Homa Bay? Where did the 116 billion go? Not a single road has been done. But the money is paid, money is reallocated. All these funds, roads money, which is under Kera, which is under Kura plus CDF, must be collapsed and it's taken to the county governments. What we do once the money is there, let the senator and the MCA and the MP be oversight people. Let us be the one who are going to be given, like me now, I'm a senator, I will have 9 sub-counties from Kisii.
Yeah.
I will go and see whether the projects are being done. The next person is the MP, who will have his sub-county, which is his constituency.
Yeah.
Let his job be purely
to go and see
whether what the work has been done. The next person, the women rep, how much money do we give them?
How much?
Is 100, now they are at 170 million.
For what?
How many women reps do we have? So that a woman rep gets this money, and some of them,
47
like
of them.
My women rep has done a fantastic job building water boreholes with that money. But the question I'm asking, what about those who don't do those boreholes? If there is a woman rep from Samburu, have you ever seen a borehole being done?
No.
In Turkana? Have you? So multiply 47 women reps times the 170 million. Add 290 members of parliament times 250 million. And let me tell you this, Maina, all right, because I know my MPs will call a Kamukuji and go and talk about me. I will face the wrath out of them. If you are a chairman of a committee, you will then negotiate with the treasury, you'll negotiate with everybody who works in government, and as chairman of health, they will allocate money for you to go and do some health centers. So you see a Katu 50 thrown there, a Katu 90, or if you are actually in good books, there's like a 1.2B.
Let me ask you.
Yes.
We are here now.
Yes.
How do we get out of this? If you are President Onyonka today, you're the president today.
Yes.
How do you fix it?
Fantastic. When we met as the ODM and as the MIO team, we said this. We want conditions to be laid down on how we're going to fix this country. And we know, Maina,
what are those
you know the things I'm saying. It's not that I don't know the risks. Don't think I don't know somebody can blow my fucking head off. But I'm ready for it.
So,
I'm ready for it.
How
you know
would
why?
you fix it?
Why I would fix it now is call a constituent assembly, go to Bomas and sit down and tell the people the system is broken. We are going to fix the financials. We are going to fix the corruption. We are going to create free education from primary to university. How can you take your girl children, put them in hostels, which are like brothels, and you think they're in university and you expect them to come out here and be good mothers and good sisters and life is normal, and you are laughing at it? How stupid can we be? And the money is there, and people are just sharing the money.
Okay.
So
listen,
call a constituent assembly.
Yes.
Sit down with the critical players, with all the committees of Bunge, and tell them this. The system leaks. Call the controller budget, call the auditor general, call the goddamn EACC that never does anything. Sit down and tell them, how are we losing money? Start closing those gaps where we are stealing the money. Get to know the number of students we have. Make sure that is sacrosanct. Make sure you know the number of children going to university. Make sure we offer free education to the people who are going to university because we can afford it. Subjects like engineering and medical services, including, medicine, those are services that take a lot of money. The government can actually subsidize those kids to go completely for free to be trained. But give them a condition that once you train with us, then you have got a commitment with us for the next 10 years to give back because we have invested in you. That's what good countries do. That's what we do to your people. Once you sit with the Constituent Assembly, we reconstitute the software of our country.
Because the hardware is okay.
The hardware is okay. The hardware is okay. We have an airport, but it's becoming filthy. We don't pay the workers. The people running Kenya Airports Authority never went to any school, leave alone any knowledge on how to run an aeroplane, how to run air controlling, how to run an airstrip. They were put there because of political reasons. And why? They went, their job is to look for where the money is. If I ask you today how much money does the Nairobi JKIA collect at Mombasa, nobody will tell you.
No one knows.
No one knows. So we have to fix that nonsense. That is why the country is moving. As if we move, we go back. Because everybody who has position of authority is stealing the money. That is why my colleagues in parliament think I'm crazy. They insult me. You used to be an MP, even you stole. I said, yes, I stole. But now I'm confessing I stole. Now you also stop stealing. That is the nature. That is where we have to take our country. That is where we have to be honest with each other. That is why I say, let the president be honest with these kids. They are not mad. These kids will tell you who steals what, who keeps where.
But then they've got all those records.
Yes.
The Gen Z.
Look at the engineers at Kera and Kura. Who doesn't know that most of these apartments in Kilimani are owned by them? Just plus the governors, plus the senators and the members of parliament. Who doesn't know?
Those high-rise apartments.
We know it's government money. I mean, Maina, we are not stupid. We're just saying, let's fix the mess. How can you have a country where kids go to school, finish university, and a guy comes home and sits there with their parents, and the parents are going to retire? Where are these children going to go? Then you're busy pretending like there's something that you're going to look for them jobs in Europe. Why in Europe? Where? Europeans don't want any Africans there. Listen to the racist stories that you receive from Europe.
True.
And yet we can fix this country, and it runs the way Rwanda runs. Kenya's problem is not political. It is moral. That is why in politics today, if you call me Maina and say, Onyonka, where you kuja. You want to be minister? Everybody runs there. If the president calls me today and he says, wants to make me a minister, I'll tell him, sir, I really respect you. And I really like William.
Yeah.
I really do. I'll tell him, sir, the only problem is, in this system, I'll have to start telling you, by the way, for example, stop putting those flowers that you put in the cabinet. Why are you putting flowers costing you 20, 30,000 on when you're having your cabinet meetings? What is it? State House, there are so many flowers that you go and walk and see those flowers, come back to the meeting and just hold your meeting. I mean, Maish, it's like when I saw a story that guys who work in State House were having 4 iPhones, 3 iPads, see Apple What's wrong with us, boss? What is this insatiable desire to have articles of ostentation and wealth exposure, and we want to show everybody, you die. They put in it, that thing is what? 3x6.
Yeah.
So.
And you go with nothing.
Oh, with nothing. Then you are leaving people around here walking in squalor. You can't fix streets in the city of Nairobi. You can't collect garbage, because the systems that are there are the ones who benefit from garbage collection. Sakaja can't bring a tram station to Nairobi. Why? Because so many interested parties are interested in that deal. Nobody's willing to let go. So Nairobi can't get a tram station because of fighting of corruption money. We can't get a garbage disposal system that would generate clean water and energy, which Nairobi can sell to the grid, which costs about 1 billion shillings. And yet we have the garbage in Dandora as if it is a drawing, a picturesque drawing of garbage disposal under the African context. Then when you are going to America, you take flights and you go and like I told somebody the other day, when we had and somebody really got pissed off with me because they thought I was being against women, like all men we are. I said, but the women governors who went to New York, the information I got is that each one of them was spending between $200,000 and $500,000 to buy kofias, dresses, and shoes.
You know,
so, did you hear?
We could be here all day.
Thank you.
We could be here all day. I want to say thank you so much. Okay? I'm going to be playing some of your calls.
Call me once a week. I can be coming once every 2 weeks.
Yeah. What? No, you'll make me commit suicide. I don't know that. But I shall certainly be in constant touch with you.
Thank you, my brother.
But thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
And I hope you've understood the Kenya you now live in. I hope you now understand where we are coming from.
Yes. My point is, let us change our country. I don't have to go to a hospital and I'm a senator and I'm sitting on the chair and there are patients ahead of me. And the guy who's at the reception calls me because he sees me as a senator. I surpass this line and just go because that's nonsense. Let me sit and wait for these guys to be treated. We have equal opportunity. If your child doesn't get an A, why do you want them to go to Alliance? They can go to any school and get a D+, they can be a fantastic driver, and maybe even be a mechanic and succeed in life. All of us can't be doctors, lawyers, and whatever, no. Why do we buy exams? Why do we cheat? Why do we want our children to pass beyond their capacities? What is it that helped us, that made us to be a people that we think cutting corners is beautiful, where meritocracy is takataka? You only want to employ people according to the favoritism, whether they come from your club, clan, tribe, or family. What happens to those who don't have access to you? Who is advantaged? That is the conscience that is bothering me.
Is Kenya fixable?
Yes. Kenya is fixable. Let me tell you one thing. If the president announced that he's introduced free education from primary to education, in 1 year, you'll see what happens. And those guys at the Ministry of Education who are printing books, why are we printing books from private printing presses, and yet in reality we have a government printer? What? Why is it that our country is about deals from morning till evening? It's a deal, yeah. It's a deal, yes. It's a deal, yes. Oh, look for Maina Kageni, sorry. He will say something about us. Who told them that Maishi want a barabara?
They don't.
And I've been saying these things, and every time I'm criticized, Onyonka just wants money. Honestly, I don't want more money than I have. I'm average. I'm not poor. I'm not rich. I'm comfortable. I don't want to drive a brand new 2026 Land Cruiser V8. I don't.
Kenya is fixable.
Kenya is fixable.
That's what I've taken away this morning.
Yes.
We're in a lot of problems, but Kenya is fixable.
You need genuine, honest individuals. And by the way, I have said this. William Ruto, my president, should stop thinking that it's him we hate. He's a consequence of the failed system. So if he wanted to make himself great, let him fix the consequences he's got Kenyans into so that he can even get a second term and they'll say, here was a great guy. He made a mistake, but he lifted himself.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Senator, for your